transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Ryan ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
With Ryan ready in his chair, John taking the week off, not feeling well. It's all good.
That's right.
And we're missing a member of Shambles for the same reason, so it's all good.
There's something going around, man.
Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because they're using my wirelesses because I didn't have a long enough cable to reach Ethan back here.
How's everybody doing?
We got the Shambles boys in studio. Ryan returning to his co-host chair. Ethan getting a nice little spot in the back here. Doesn't even have to have a mic in his face like I do.
Love it.
Yeah, wonderful.
The
Who is that
convenience.
homeless person in the back? Yeah, John taking the week off. So no, John, you would win that $5, Jasmine. Anyway,
You wouldn't believe it. John is also homeless. Very surprising.
yeah,
We all are. We play punk rock.
right. Never mind that you and I have both been to John's house many times.
It's an illusion. It's not a real house.
So I'm going to share this real quick, and then I'm going to tell you guys why it is a very appropriate day that you guys are here. I will tell you in just a minute. I want to share this to my feed and tell people if it goes in the right spot. Tune in now.
Ooh, yeah. Fantastic.
So it is a very appropriate day to have the Shambles boys in the studio because today happens to be Culture Bay's 7th anniversary.
Holy shit.
I literally found this out like 10 minutes ago.
Dude, I didn't even think about that. You're 100% right. Oh my God. Dude, we got to put together an anniversary show or something. Well, we'll get to it in 3 years, I guess, for the 10-year.
I don't think they'd like the storyline very much.
And I'm also going to lower this desk a little bit because I left it the height I usually use. There we go. Now we're
Dude, high tech.
little better view, little
Dude.
better lighting.
7 years of Coulter Bay and the scars on Ethan's face have finally healed. Looking great, buddy.
It's called a beard, you know? Or some might call it homeless, but hey, what are you going to do?
I happen to be on Facebook and I happen to see that pop up. It's Culture Bay's 7th. I'm like, and fucking Shambles is on the show.
Dude, fucking perfect. Serendipitous, if you will.
You guys get to we'll celebrate a little bit on Saturday night.
Absolutely.
Saturday night we're at the Tudor Lounge, all of us.
Yeah, who's on that? So it's we're finally getting to play a show with the Living Brain Dead.
Finally.
We've never played with you. I've been friends with you since our second show. You started the band maybe a year after that or something, and then COVID shut the world down. And somehow I managed to play with you and then stop playing with you. And in that entire interim, Shambles never played with the Living Brain Dead.
Unbelievably, no, we have not.
Crazy.
But as intertwined as Living Brain Dead is with Shambles, we're more intertwined with XM Priory. We just played our first show with them last month.
No shit.
Yeah, we're getting all our bands that we're intertwined with out of the way, I guess.
We're getting the band back together, even though we're not all in the same band.
Right, exactly.
Multiple bands getting together.
Exactly.
We're on a mission from God.
But
Absolutely.
it's us and you guys with Abandoned Trains and Main Breaker. Saturday night, doors open at 6:30, 21 and up. It's $10 at the door, I think. I don't know. I only booked the thing. I don't know what the details are. I mean, I could literally just click to the next tab over, but I got the Culture Bay 7th anniversary up because.
Oh, dude.
Wow.
And this is punk rock, so why would we, actually give out, disseminate information?
And appropriately, the song that I'm playing from you guys at the end of the show is Culture Bay. So
Excellent. I think that's our biggest banger, honestly. I think that's probably our best song. And that was written by Cool Ethan back here. After a wonderful evening where he was pitched out by a bouncer onto his face and showed up at practice.
Not even on my face. It was actually at the garbage cans, which was even better. I kind of softened the blow a little bit, landing on a bunch of old food and beer cans. So I guess it could have been worse.
Yeah, dude. That was a very fun practice the next morning.
It was interesting.
Just
that's for sure.
raspberry up your whole side. Oh, man.
One of many.
But yeah, dude, fucking stoked. I can't wait. It's going to be a great show. Got 4 fucking punk bands on it. It's going to be a party. We got a pretty banger set put together, and we've been jamming it. Joey's not here right now because he's got like fucking pneumonia or something, but they said it's not contagious, so he's on steroids and he'll be there. He's going to troop through it, and we're just going to play a really loud, fast set. It's basically what we normally do.
Yeah, it's walking pneumonia, which apparently means you can still walk when you have it, I think. I think that's why they call it like that. So
Makes
don't worry,
sense.
he'll be fine.
And he ain't been doing any of that shit. From what I understand, he's been just sitting at home playing Nintendo.
Like you when you had COVID.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking...
Like me when I had COVID. I was sick for a day and I couldn't go anywhere for 10 days. I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? I'm just playing Xbox all fucking day.
That's right.
Yeah, John also not feeling well, but he'll be fine for the show, I'm sure. He called me yesterday. He says, hey, those guys are coming on the show tomorrow, right? I said, yeah. He says, is it cool if I don't? Yeah, sure. Why the hell not?
Damn it, John. I thought you loved us.
We have the we have the Ryan intro already ready to go anyway.
Well, if you guys are listening, I hope you both feel better and a speedy recovery, and we're very excited to see you on Saturday.
For sure.
Joey's going to drink 15 gin and tonics and fall off the stage. It's going to rock.
I can't wait to see your set. Have you seen us since you've been out of the band?
I have not. I have not, and I'm very excited.
Ooh, I'm excited for you. We don't sound like that anymore.
We did when you were practicing at the same space.
Oh, that's right.
We did duck in and we checked out when Jill was jamming out some new shit, with or jamming out her new parts to the shit.
Sure.
So I'm excited to see a full set of that. I think it'll be very interesting. Miss you, Katie. No one will replace you, but let's see what Jill's got.
I also have news on that front because Katie says she's going to be at the show.
No shit.
She's in town. Happens to be in town. Happens to coincide with them being in town, so they're coming to the show.
Fuck yeah.
So it's gonna be a good time.
Dude, it's gonna be a fucking blast.
It's a hell of a time.
It's gonna be a party. Come party.
We played a show last month with XM Priory, and we've known those guys for years, and they always come to our shows, and Dan's wife always comes to the shows, and everybody came up to us after the set. They said, "Man, we love Katie, but wow." So you guys are so much better now, and like they even said, like, even from like when we saw Jill with you for the first time last year, you guys are so much better.
Wow.
So
dude.
So you're in for a treat, man. You're definitely I always I've always said, with all due respect to you and Katie and Dan and everybody else that's been in the band previously, every time we get a new member, we get better. and that's not a knock on anybody that's ever previously been in the band. It's just, those newer influences come in and kind of upgrade what we've done previously with everybody else. So
no, that's right. And you've got, it builds on itself. It's the same thing where you say, like, you got to, what was that?
One of you guys' beards rubbed up against the mic.
Oh, that might have been me. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I do it. I got this thing, man. It rubs up against every week. So.
Maybe it's me.
Yeah, it was,
Oh,
there it is.
nice job.
Sorry.
I'm like watching. I'm looking on the camera. I'm like, who's rubbing up against the mic? I don't got to worry about it this week. I got my SM7B in front of me.
Nice. Yeah, but it's that thing, like, if you're playing music, you got to play with like as many people as possible because you pick up different shit from everybody. And it's kind of the same thing if you have a band, like you're growing and evolving and stuff. You're going to get everyone who's ever been a part of it, their influence is carrying through in some way, shape, or form.
Sure.
So you're going to get something, totally different the more people are contributing to it. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what's up. I'm excited to see Joe number 2,
Yeah.
graduating from my tutelage to be the greatest bass player of the living brain dead.
Tutelage. What'd you call me?
No, I was at like half of one practice, and I was like, "Hey, here's how you play this song," and he picked it up before I even showed him. So like, I didn't even need to fucking be there.
Well, we're in the process right now of half-assed looking for a bass player so he can switch to playing guitar with me. And John's like, "Oh, is he any good at guitar?" I'm like, "Dude, he's been training for this since he's been in this band." like he is ready to play guitar. As soon as we find a bass player, I'm not even gonna have to teach him anything. He's got it. I already know he's got it.
Yeah.
So when we came up with this idea of, well, we should have a second guitar player, so so it's a fuller sound, especially when you're playing solo. It's like, why don't we just get a bass player, have Joe play guitar?
Yeah.
And before I even got a chance to say that, he said it. So I'm like, oh, look, we're on the same wavelength. Like, let's do that.
I mean, Ryan, why don't you just hop back in the band?
I mean, I don't know. I've got a bunch of free time again.
I was saying, if you got the time, you're welcome to, man.
I'm not having a mental breakdown anymore. So we got some Shambles focus, but we'll see what happens.
I think we practice on the same day, so
yeah, there's that. It's gonna be tough.
That would and for a while we were practicing like right next door to each other almost, and I'd walk by your room, just yell "fuck Shambles," and then when we moved out, and you guys are, I'm like, every time I would get to practice, I'm like, I gotta text Ryan real quick, "fuck Shambles."
Yeah, so. Yeah, I'd always pick that up like right in the middle of the set, like, thanks for thinking of us, buddy. Makes me feel warm inside.
You guys have this show coming up on Saturday. You just announced a show for December, playing as Blink-182.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're doing our maybe our 3 or 4 times annually cosplay show. We got a cover show downstairs at Good Bar on December 8th. So we're doing Blink-182 covers only up through Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. And we're playing with Wrestle with Jimmy, who does Weezer covers. So should be fun.
Yeah, we're definitely not playing the new Blink-182, that's for sure.
Dude,
that album is raw.
It's hard.
You guys need to go an album later, though, because it's the 20th anniversary on Saturday of the Blink-182 self-titled album.
Oh, dear Lord.
That album's a little too difficult for us, I think.
I was in...
They had Robert Smith involved in that one.
I was in Detroit over the weekend, and on the day in between the 2 Metallica shows, we're like, what are we going to do tonight? And we're just like going through the Facebook events in Detroit, and it's like, dude, Keith Sweat is in town. You want to go see him play his one hit? The tickets are $95 to $125.
Holy shit.
And it's like, well, there's a Def Leppard and Journey tribute going on. There's, let's go to this. Blink-182, AFI, and No Doubt tributes. Let's go check this out. So we went to this place called The Loving Touch in Detroit.
Nice.
Actually, it's in Ferndale. It's north of 8 Mile. So it's in the good neighborhood. So we go to this place, and I really wanted to yell at this band, "You guys are the best Blink tribute band I've seen this month."
Yeah, dude.
But they were doing a tribute to the self-titled album. So they started with "Feeling This." They played "Easy Target," which was Brian's favorite song.
Oh, nice.
So that's why I put a video of that up on Facebook. Like, if you know, you know,
That's cool.
So, and then I sent you a picture because somebody threw a bra at them.
Oh yeah, that's never happened to me. Someone please throw your bra.
I was like, I've seen you guys do this Blink cover show how many times? I've never seen anybody throw a bra at Joey.
And I don't understand why he's such an attractive sex symbol of a man. Throw the bra.
Full disclosure, I found out after the show that it was his friend that he told him to throw it.
So it was planted.
It was planted.
It was a plant.
It was a prop.
I was talking to the No Doubt, the band that was playing as No Doubt that night, and they do the thing you do where they occasionally will do a tribute set, but they're an original band. And I was talking to them about trying to bring them out to Buffalo, so I went and I talked to the guys in the Blink cover band, like, "Hey, you guys in any other bands?" They're like, "No, this is it. We got kids. Like, understand? Say no more."
Yeah, dude, that goes along with what the fuck? How did that meme go? I saw someone sharing it around. It's like, if you're over the age of 27 and you haven't had a single yet, just be in a cover band. Like, I don't agree with that, but it's a funny fucking concept, and they're playing that out. Like, oh yeah, we all got kids and shit. We can't go work the road. Like, time to just play some covers.
Yeah. It was a good time in Detroit, man. We like by the time we had gotten to the point of going to the Blink show, my buddy's just like, "You're on a roll today, man. What do you want to do next?"
Wait, what?
I was with my buddy, and so Saturday in between the Metallica shows, he's like, "What do you want to do today?" I'm like, "Let's go to Third Man Records."
Nice.
So I can, just make that pilgrimage. Like, we're not going to get to see it. They're not doing tours because James Hetfield's signing there, and we didn't get the tickets for that. They sold out before we even knew about it. So it's like, let's go check out Third Man. Let me buy some records while I'm out here. So I came home with a Rack and Tours record because I needed something with Jack White, right? And I got a Distillers record that was like an exclusive there, like a 7-inch.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Fuck yeah.
And I got this T-shirt, and then we were sitting out in the car. He's like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "I don't know. What's there to do in Detroit?" So I put in what to do in Detroit, and it's like, "Hey, you want to go to the Motown Museum?" Like,
Oh, wow. That was probably pretty cool.
and we're looking at the picture, and the picture is just like Hitsville, USA, like the one house.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, how long? He's like, how long is that tour gonna be if it's only the one house? And it says, and you're looking through the, it's like the FAQ, and it's like, oh, the tour's about an hour. Like, dude, it says tour's about an hour. He's like, all right, I got this. He wouldn't let me pay for anything because I paid for the Airbnb. He's like, I owe you. Dude, you're driving. He's like, I was driving out here anyway. Fair enough. So we went to the Motown Museum. It starts in the house next door because that's where all the actual museum is. And then you cross over into Hitsville, into fucking Berry Gordy's actual apartment from the 70s or whenever.
Shit, dude.
Like with all the original furniture and everything. And then you go downstairs and you're in the reception at the reception area. And you go back into like where the control rooms are, where the time clocks are, where you go into Studio A. They got like all these instruments on display and all these pictures of all these famous musicians, recording there. And then at the end of the tour, he goes, "I'm going to give you the chance to tell your friends that you got to sing and dance in the legendary Studio A." And he teaches you how to do the Temptation Walk while you sing My Girl.
Oh,
so I got to sing and dance in Studio A at Motown. So
dude, that's fucking cool.
That's awesome.
I would go check that shit out if I ever made it out to Detroit.
Definitely fun. And my tour guide Stefan, he was incredible. Just probably the best tour guide I've gotten on a museum tour. And of course, my buddy I'm with, he's a huge Bills fan. He's like, "Stefan, like Diggs?"
Oh boy.
He's like, "Yeah, man, yeah."
Yeah, Stefan digs one reception for 11 fucking yards on Monday Night Football. Heath, watch your beard, bud.
Oh, dude, sorry.
All good.
You might want to clip it on your Knicks hoodie.
Yeah, that might be a better
maybe
idea.
I'll finagle it a little bit down here.
See, I got this thing, so when I'm wearing it, it's always fucking brushing right.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll pull my shirt down a little bit so you can see some old chest hair too. Get a little bit of the lettuce out.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's what we like.
Mark would enjoy it. He's more interested in Ryan not wearing clothes, but
Mark is always trying to get me out of my clothes. They gotta stay on, man.
He's in the chat saying that darn Ryan's wearing clothes. Ryan will always be the #1 sex monkey.
What can I say, man? Hey, this is I gotta keep some.
Mark's chanting for chest hair.
We gotta keep a little bit of mystery about this, Mark. If we just reveal everything right away, nobody's gonna tune in each week.
Here, what I'll do is I'll chop some off and I'll send it to your PO box if you want, buddy. It's on its way.
Send him some Scott Tenorman's pubic hair.
Just 3 easy payments of $33.99.
Ooh, entrepreneurial. I love it.
Nice.
Always trying to make a buck,
Dude, we should put that out there. We don't sell records, we don't sell stickers, we don't sell shirts, but we will sell our body hair.
Miscellaneous hairs across our bodies. You tell me where they're from.
Straight ass. Straight Ethan's ass hair.
Yeah, we got you guys on this show who are like, we have merch, just go take it. And we're like, we got this new shirt, it's $15.
Here, CDs, T-shirts, whatever you want, pins, stickers, free, ass hair, $33.99.
Yeah, man, that's right. No, and it's like, I don't know, maybe we should sell our shit, right? Because when you're selling something, there's an implication that you're proud of it and that it's worth something. And we are very proud of our albums and very proud of the music we play, but then we just give it away. People might have the impression these guys aren't serious. Really what it is we're nihilists. Fucking nothing matters. Just take it if you like it. If you fucking don't, cool. I'm glad you're here. It doesn't fucking matter.
I thought it was always pay what you want, but just no one ever paid.
Yeah.
That's it. Pay what you want. Does that mean it's free? Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Every time I see you guys, you're like, we have stuff over there. Just go take it. It's free.
See, I always thought about when I was growing up and first getting into the punk scene, and I would go to all the punk houses in Buffalo, and I would be seeing some, not big name bands, but bands that eventually became bigger names and signed to bigger labels. And there was never a cover charge to get in. They would just say, pay what you could, whether it was a can of soup or a dollar or two or whatever. And I was, 12, 13 years old, and I wouldn't have anything. So I'd bring a can of Chef Boyardee, and I was seeing Witch Hunt in Defiance, Ohio in a smelly basement on Custer Street. So that's kind of my my whole interpretation of where the Shambles pay what you will came from. But no one ever paid, so we started to give away stuff for free.
Yeah.
And here we are.
We got to turn that shit around, man. We need the write-off.
My problem is I live in a capitalist society, so,
Yeah.
so in order for me to pay for the stuff that I'm trying to do, I need to get paid for the stuff I've done. So
And your merch is
Yeah.
a lot cooler than ours, so let's face it.
Yeah, dude. I do all of our shit on, like, I have no image editing skills, and I do it all in fucking GIMP on my MacBook when I've had like 10 beers.
Yeah,
so.
like 4 o'clock in the morning after
Yeah.
he's played Super Mario RPG for the past 13 hours.
Yeah. And the other thing with that is, too, like, that's correct. Like, that's something I've always been saying on stage lately is, like, the fact that we're giving our shit away, that's, like, not meant to be a dig at anybody. Like, that's not meant to be, like, the Fugazi thing of, like, oh, you're selling your shit? Then fuck you. You know, it's just, like, if someone's selling their stuff, you should go buy it. You should support local music. That's just not what we're doing. We were super into, like, Jeff Rosenstock giving all of his shit away for free. And, you know, there's a little bit of Fugazi in it. And, like, you know, support local musicians even if they're selling shit. Like, giving stuff away is not a dig at anybody else.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't have paid for that Fugazi record.
Yeah, how much did you pay
Depending
for
which
that?
one.
I have no idea.
That's a
how
good
much
question. Is it a repeater?
You know, I'm not even sure off the top of my head. So
If it's end hits, maybe not, but repeater you should definitely pay for.
But in on the Kill Taker.
Margin Walker's good, but I don't know about anything else.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. The other thing with that too is just like, it's part of the reason we do the cover shows. Like, I know that can be a weird idea if people are like, nah, just play originals. But it's like, okay, like, well, we're gonna do our originals. Like, please come out and see us. But like, we're gonna keep everything free and as cheap as humanly possible by doing a couple cover shows, and like, that makes us self-sustaining. So like, I don't know what to say. You know, like, can't please everybody.
I was actually just talking to somebody about the first time I saw you guys do the Blink-182 thing. And
Yeah.
it wasn't a full-on Blink-182 show. It was at Good Bar. It was right after the pandemic, so everybody had to buy seats. You had to, like,
Yeah.
you had assigned seats. You couldn't
Yeah.
move. And we're just, you know, you guys come out on stage like, we're not really going to play Enema in its entirety. And then you proceeded to play Enema in its entirety.
Yes.
I didn't even know. I didn't even see the Facebook video until after the show. I'm like, oh, that's what they meant. Okay.
Yeah. So that one's interesting too, because I actually, in retrospect, like, feel a little bit bad about the way we promoted that one. Like, we did say ahead of time we were gonna do it, and we did play our own tunes, but I definitely think there were people there that were not expecting that, and I felt kind of bad about it. So we've been trying to be as upfront as humanly possible on which shows are which, and we're trying to make it a point when we're on stage to be like, hey, follow us and take a look at what we're doing. And I know that's complicated. Like, I guess we could have a band with a different name, but like, again, I don't know, man. Music's music. If you want to come hang out with us, cool. If you don't, you don't. You know, we're going to let you know what we're doing. But yeah, that one, we did kind of take people by surprise with it, and I feel a little bad about it.
Like I said, I had no idea you were even like talking about doing that, and you just did it. And I'm like, oh, and I remember saying to you after the show, man, Brian would have been proud of you. You know, like,
Yeah.
Brian would have loved it.
Yeah, dude.
But that's, you know, like I said, I went and saw this Blink tribute show, and it's literally just a band that only does Blink covers. It's their only thing they do, and they were pretty good.
Dude,
I
hell
gotta
yeah.
say, yeah.
I mean, it's always watching. It's cool watching someone be able to do, like, I'm not talking about us, just you know, that
Sure.
band. It's cool, even if it's a band that plays like simple songs. It's cool watching someone be able to do it and kind of evoke that same vibe.
Yeah.
So like, I've enjoyed going to see cover bands play. I generally would rather see original shows, but there's time and a place. Depends what bar you're playing, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, think about it like this. So there's a Steely Dan cover band that's coming to Buffalo, I think, on Friday. I think they're called Dirty Work or something, and they're playing at Ironworks, possibly, or Town Ballroom. But, you know, ever since, you know, well, Steely Dan's never going to be the same, because obviously one of the members died, and Donald Fagen is the only one left, so Walter Becker passed away. And, like, you're never going to see the true experience of that band. So if you have a band that's literally making a living playing some of the biggest venues in these cities by just playing covers or complete albums of these bands, I mean, you still have to get your fix somehow if you want to have that experience.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, hey, if it's paying the bills and you're selling out places and you have a good crowd, then I mean, Why mess it up? Plus, I mean, who doesn't fucking love Steely Dan? I know I do.
Steely Dan's the shit, dude. A couple years back at Cobblestone Fest, they had a Steely Dan cover band, and I was like, wow, this sounds kind of jammy. What is this? And towards the end of it, we realized it was all the guys from Aqueous playing a Steely Dan cover set. It was fucking sick.
Yeah, no, I hear you though, because Yellow Sauce opened for a Rush tribute band one night, so
dude,
that was a pretty cool experience. I never got to see Rush, so
yeah.
You know.
Shit, me neither, man.
Get to hear those songs live, and they were played really well. So you know.
That's lofty aspirations too. Like, oh, I'm gonna start a cover band. Let's be in a Rush cover band. Holy shit! I bet you better be great at your fucking instrument. There's nothing but virtuosity in that band.
We wanted to put together something doing like Green Day covers, and we were just like, fuck this. No, that's not at all what happened. We just haven't had the time to get together and do that shit. So
we played a few Green Day covers lately.
We wanted to get together with you guys. We wanted to do, because it was going to be members of the Living Brain Dead, but it wasn't going to be. It was going to be Leland from Yellow Sauce instead of Jill, and I was going to play bass, and Joe was going to play guitar. And what we wanted to do was get with you guys and do a Pop Disaster Tour night. Where we play the Darien Lake Green Day set from the Pop Disaster Tour, and you guys play the Darien Lake Blink set.
Oh, hell yeah. That would be fucking sick.
And just, we got together once, and the timing never worked out for us to get back together, so... And now Leland's in Bastard, so he's all over the place. It's, like he was talking about, if I wasn't in Bastard, I'd come audition for bass for Brain Dead. Like, yeah, dude, it is what it is.
It's like, hey, you better jump ship, buddy.
Like it's a weird spot we're in right now because we're trying to like record stuff, but we're also like, but we still want to add a member, but we also want to do some photos. We want to do all this shit, and it's like, should we add somebody first? Should we finish the shit we're working on and then add somebody? I think we finished the shit as far as recording that we're working on, then add somebody. We gotta figure out when the hell we're getting back in the studio because we got drums done.
Where are you guys recording?
It's this dude that Jill knew. Offered it. He was like, hey, you guys want to come down and record? No charge. Like
yeah, sure.
Well, okay. And then like once he realized that we were, because nobody was really sure what he was actually offering us. So he was offering to just record, and he was going to charge us for mixes. And then we're like, well, fuck it, we might as well just do a whole fucking album, right?
Yeah.
So now we're in it. We're gonna be in it for like $1,400 or something, but like,
I mean, that's not bad, to be honest, man.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah.
My biggest argument was like, because I was the one who was like, do we really want to do this? Because I could literally, like, if we could get him to send us the drum stems, we could record the rest of the shit in BandLab and just send it over to Jay and get him done for way less.
Yeah.
But dude knows what he's doing, so it's probably worth the $1,400.
Dude, I mean, that's not unreasonable, especially if you're doing a whole album. Like, I think that's about what ours cost, and we worked with Jay. Yeah. So,
you also recorded, like, we would have recorded everything probably at home, but...
we went in and, like, set everything up and, like, recorded with him and did, like, multiple takes and stuff, and, spent, like, hours going over it. But, yeah, I mean, especially with inflation, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many sessions did we have? We probably were over there maybe 4 or 5 times.
Oh, dude, I mean, I don't know.
Maybe it was more than that?
4 or 5 times as a band totally doing the recording, but, individually, like, I went over there, I think, another, like, 4 times to do bass tracks, and then vocal tracks, we were each in and out of there over and over, and then mixing and stuff. It was a lot. It was like 100 hours or something.
And that's where we're at right now, is we did drums. We recorded everything all at once, and he's just going to use those drum tracks, and then, so Joe and I got to go back and do our tracks, and then Jill's going to go in and do her tracks, and...
Nice.
We'll see if I can get them to mix for vinyl, so we can hopefully put out a vinyl.
Yeah,
that'd be another fucking $1,600 on top of that.
Yeah, dude.
There's a place that'll do vinyl. For it's like, I think it's like $40 per record. So we'd have to charge like $50 for it. And that's why we never did Falls Count Anywhere, because I'm not charging people $50 for 30 minutes of music, man. Like,
yeah.
That's so we were like, nah, we're not gonna do that. So,
dude, it's tough. There's no cheap way to do vinyl. Like I was always astounded talking to the On the Cinder guys every time they were putting out a record. I was like, dude, like, oh my god, the upfront cost to get the master done and to get the plates pressed or whatever. It's just it's insane.
Oh, yeah.
Like to get a run of 100 records is
It's like
usually
1,600, 1,700, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
It's pricey.
It's crazy. But, it's worth it because people really like having that physical record, and people actually like having the, thing going on the turntable. Like,
I do have all 3 on the Cinder records. I got The Last Rain. I got Mom Said No. I got Fernway. XM Priory put out one. I got one. I got that. A bunch of local guys on vinyl. So
we should put our next record on wax.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe get like 10 of them and just give them weight up, friends and family, and just have something for yourself to hang up on the wall someday. And
right, and then then just hang on to the last one, and then just play that waiting game, and then we'll just sell it when there's just
put it
one
on
of us
eBay in
left.
30 years for $1,000.
Yeah.
all right, we got to get into a song break real quick, and we're going to start with a show going on in Rochester. Oh, no, wait, that's not where I wanted to start. Oh, well, that's where we're starting, because that's the first one on the list. We're starting with a show going on in Rochester on Saturday night. So if you're not going to be in Buffalo and you're not going to be at the Tudor Lounge with us, this is a place you can go, is over to the Bug Jar at 219 Monroe Avenue in Rochester. And that is a show featuring Ivy's Panic Room, Anchor, and Fowls. It's 21 and up at the door, a $10 cover. It's 18 to 20 years. You can get in 18 to 20 with an advance ticket, 21 and up at the door. And this is Ivy's Panic Room, and this song is called Not With You on All WNY. Think So Joe Show. All right, that was Ivy's Panic Room, the song called Not With You. Catch them at the Bug Jar on Saturday night, or make the pilgrimage to Buffalo and come see all of us.
Yeah, it's hard for me to advocate for that, but because we're playing that night. But like that song was sick, kind of that like jangle punk.
That's
like
always
pop punk.
It's always the tough part of putting the show together on weeks that I have a show, because it's like, well, I don't want to promote anybody else's shows,
right,
for the same night, but it's in Rochester.
Yeah,
not everybody's going to drive an hour and a half out to Buffalo and come. You just come to a local show, and eventually, hopefully, we'll all get out there eventually.
I was going to say the Bug Jar is a great venue. I would love to see Shambles there sometime.
Yeah. I used to know the booking agent, and I don't anymore, so I don't know. It's probably never going to happen. Sorry, we're just going to keep playing, Mr. Goodbar over and over and over.
Yeah, that's fine. Then I guess we'll have to get garbage plates some other time.
Yeah.
We've been pushing to try and get out to Rochester. We got friends out there. Actually, shout out to Kirsten, who did the Never Fuck with Catgirls album art, cover art.
Yeah.
Song that you're recorded on with us.
That's fucking right, man.
And she just yesterday donated a fucking kidney.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Live donor, doesn't know where it's going.
Dude.
Literally just out of the...
Just doing it blind?
Out of the goodness of her heart.
That's fucking awesome.
So shout out to her. She's recovering now. I texted her this morning like, hey, how you doing? And seems to be in good spirits. So hopefully, quick recovery for her.
Yeah,
wow, that's
absolutely.
Just an amazing thing she's done. Just
that's
who the fuck does live donations like that? Like
fucking nobody does that.
Like
shit, man.
I had to renew my license the other day, and I'm signing up. It's like, do you want to be on the organ donor list? Like, yeah, I want to be on the organ donor list while I'm fucking dead.
Yeah,
you ain't touching this shit while I'm still here.
Like by the time I'm dead, you probably don't want these organs anyways.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
probably
saying,
get
man.
sicker.
Dude, I'm on a podcast for 2 hours. I'm fucking drinking High Lifes. Like my organs are going to be absolutely worthless by the time I get there. But no, it's like that's cool. Like I am on the organ donor list, but again, for when I'm dead, doing a live donation like that, especially to somebody that you don't know, that's a very selfless thing. That's an honorable thing. It's really cool that she did that.
She had to work towards it too. She had to drop some weight. She had to do some all this shit that the doctor's like, this is what we need you to do before you can do this. So she put herself through shit to get to this point to just lose a kidney,
dude,
and give it to whoever the fuck needs it, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I couldn't do it.
No, are you kidding me? There's no way I could do that.
I was talking to her this morning. And I said, that's amazing that you're doing this for, I'm like, I've never met anybody who's, done a live donation. And she says, I met somebody who's gotten a donation and is here because of that. So it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. I still probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'd be too scared to do that shit, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, fuck.
Yeah, I always think about the Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes where Richard Lewis needs a kidney, and Larry David and his booking agent Jeff Green are arguing over who's going to be the one to supply him with the kidney. And it gets to a point where Larry David befriends a bunch of Orthodox Jewish people that are doctors to try and get his name further up the list. So he gets off the hook of having to give Richard Lewis his kidney. So that's what I think of.
Dude, that's awesome. No, it's like, okay, so wait, two things. One, I could see that scenario playing out. Say in a situation where I needed a kidney, and say my brother doesn't have one to give me, because I think they go to your family first, right? So it comes down to I need one from either you or Joey. I can see that argument. Is it going to be Ethan or Joey just screaming at each other in band practice while I'm sitting there on dialysis or something?
Meanwhile, I'm in the background that's y'all bass player. You take care of it.
Fucking right. Yeah, he got out of
Love
this
you,
band.
Ryan, but
he got the fuck out of this band, so my kidney is staying right the fuck where it is. but the other thing I'm thinking of is so this is not to attack anyone's politics, but I know Kirsten's politics are pretty far to one end of the spectrum.
Yes.
And wouldn't it be hilarious if the person who got the kidney was completely on the opposite end of the spectrum? And you're just like, no, I got to take that back. I'm repossessing that fucking kidney.
He calls her to thank her. He's like, yeah, man, I'm just going to an abortion.
Oh my God.
Abortion protest. He's like, wait a minute, what did you just say to me?
Who'd you give the kidney to? Oh, it's Donald O'Brien, the leader of the Aryan Union. Like, holy shit.
That'd be a great idea for like a Seinfeld episode or some episode like that, you know?
Oh yeah, like when they go to meet each other and they're like, nah, I want it back.
It's a guy with like a big swastika tattoo on his chest or something. It's like, wait a minute, this is who I donated my kidney to?
This is fucking
The
crazy.
downsides you don't think about live donation to whoever needs it.
For her sake, I hope they never meet, but I hope, you know.
No, and also like, and also that obviously that whole situation is a joke that makes her politics out to be substantially more shallow than they are in reality. She just wants someone to live. It doesn't matter
absolutely.
what their politics are. I was taking the Seinfeld angle on it, not the actual serious angle
Absolutely.
on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura says she'd give a kidney to John. She wants to know, Meg Ryan, what is your favorite Beethoven symphony?
That shit's above my head, man. I listen to the 3-chord stuff. I don't even know if I could just pull one out of like the random reference, like the Ninth, Beethoven's Ninth. I guess I'd say that one.
It's a good one.
I like Beethoven the movie.
With the dog?
Yeah.
Dog, yeah.
I like the dog.
That's not a symphony, but it's a symphony of enjoyment for
It's
your
a
viewing pleasure.
symphony of slobber.
Yes, exactly.
Because he's, what is he, a Saint Bernard?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really care about the symphony, but I love the Saint Bernard.
She also wants to know, did the guy in the back ever work at Radio Shack?
I did not know. That's an interesting question, but
That would be actually, it's kind of fitting. You do have like a Judah Friedlander vibe going on. I could see you working in an electronics shop.
excuse me. I want to know, do Radio Shacks still exist?
No.
They don't?
I don't think so.
They exist online as a parts wholesale distributor, I believe.
Okay.
But it's a fraction of what their business model was. They're no longer publicly traded, and I think it's actually a different company that just bought the brand name.
I think somebody once told me that they work at a Verizon that used to be a Radio Shack, but so they still have all the fucking random cords and shit you could buy. But that was a couple of years ago, I think.
So,
that
like, you
conversation took place. So
Oh my God! So you go into
walk into Verizon like, yo, I need a fucking 1/4 inch to RCA fucking.
Yeah, I'd like to upgrade from the iPhone 5. It's been long overdue. Can I get the iPhone 15? And also, I need a bunch of auxiliary cables so I can reconnect my Super Nintendo to my tube television. Yeah, that'll be great.
I wonder if they still accept returns or something. Like, hey, I know this used to be a Radio Shack and you guys supply their parts. Can I still return this piece that I bought from Radio Shack here? You know?
Can I get you guys to repair this Tandy tape recorder?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I used to have one of those.
A Tandy tape recorder?
Yeah.
It's like I need a new yeah, I need
I just got a new tape deck in here, finally.
Ooh.
One that works, finally.
Dude, I've been meaning to pick up a tape deck because I've got a whole bunch of shit that I really want to listen to, or just the novelty of having it. Really, the hipster novelty of being like, hey man, I got MU330's Crab Rangoon on a cassette.
God.
Let's listen to it. Oh, that is the correct response to that. but yeah, my tape deck went down, and I just haven't replaced it. So I've just got the turntable right now.
I got one. I bought one as is a couple of months ago, and it powered on and everything. It just wouldn't play. So it's like, oh, it's got to be the belts. So I'm like, anybody know how to fix these things? And somebody's like, dude, you can just do it yourself. You just buy the belts. So I procrastinated, finally fucking bought the belts. I opened the thing up. My fucking fingers are now covered in grease. And I put all these, I got 2 belts for each deck. And I'm like, where the fuck does this big one go? Can't find it. So I put the small one on. I put it back together. I hit play. It didn't work. I couldn't get the thing back together properly. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. So took it out of here. And then I was like, let me go and try and find another one. So I got one on like GoodwillFinds.com. Like the Goodwill auction site for like $6.99. It was like $20 after shipping and tax.
Oh, nice. It's not bad.
And it's as is. So I'm like, all right, it powers on. Worst case scenario, I spent $20.
Yeah, exactly. Not a
It
big
got
loss.
here, it fucking worked fine.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Fucking listen to EMF.
I have a tape deck in my car still.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What year's your Buick?
2004.
Nice.
Yeah, 2004 Buick with
I
a
have
tape
I
deck.
have a CD player and a tape deck.
Dude.
Nice.
Versatile.
You know, that's what we should do next. Instead of putting out an LP, we should put out a Shambles tape, and then you should put them both in there. Or what you should do is get one of those tape to MP3 player converters that has the 1/8" jack in it.
Yep.
And use that to play.
That's a great idea.
Play our albums and the Living Brain Dead albums while you're driving around in that baller ass car.
You know, I've heard the rumor that if you play the Living Brain Dead album backwards, it actually goes completely with Wayne's World 2. I don't know if that's true or not, but
Dude, the amount of thought they put into that, it's astounding. Astounding. I
Pink
applaud you,
Floyd.
Joe.
Did you ever see that scene in Scanners when that dude's head blew up?
Oh
He
my
couldn't
god.
hear that though.
I didn't hear it. But I hope it was
It was a Wayne's World clip.
nice. Nice.
The timely radio button. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Well, we're always we compare this show to Wayne's World all the time. So there's a bunch of Wayne's World clips on the fucking board. So
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
No Stairway to Heaven.
yeah.
Denied.
We were talking about that the other day because we were talking about like songs you don't play in a record store, or not a record, fucking
guitar
a
store.
guitar store. and you know my buddy's not a musician, so he's like, well, you know, why can't you play those songs? I'm like, dude, could you imagine? You're working in the guitar store. You're there for 8 hours. Every fucking kid that comes in this store is trying to fucking play "Smells Like Teen Spirit." None of them fucking play it right.
Dude,
You know.
that is an interesting thought too, because like the Stairway one is the one they're talking about for the 90s because that's what everyone learns. But then you're correct, because 10 years later, everyone would be trying to play grunge music, because when you're learning guitar too, you're not learning what's out there immediately. You're taking what someone else has already done that they can show you an easy way to do it. So it probably is going to be Smells Like Teen Spirit. And then when I was in high school, it was all fucking Blink-182 and Green Day.
Yeah.
And a little bit of Metallica, but never the solos. It was always just the thrashy riffs
Yep.
that people could figure out.
Just like me.
Yeah. But like, what would it be now? So like, what's something that came out like 10 years ago that is like an iconic guitar band? There aren't a lot of them anymore. For the most part, it's studio music.
See, I always think of Smoke on the Water, which I know didn't come out 10 years ago, but
Smoke on the Water.
that would be the one that would get me.
I mean, that was I think the first thing I learned how to play on a guitar.
I knew how to play that song before I ever heard that song. So
Yeah.
it was one of the first things somebody, like when I first picked up a guitar and my buddy was like, hey, here's how you play this song. Here's how you play this song. And he would tell me over the phone, because back then you couldn't just go on the internet and get a fucking guitar tab, right? So
Right.
he's calling me. He's like, here's how you play like Marilyn Manson's "Sweet Dreams." Here's how you play, Metallica "Sanitarium." Here's how you play "Smoke on the Water." And I'm like, I don't even know that song. And so I knew, and I heard the song way later, and I'm like, oh man, this is actually a really good fucking song.
It's a great song. That's
Yeah,
the
dude.
worst part about it.
Yeah, dude, fucking...
Deep Purple in general, they're not half bad.
Dude, Machine Head is a fucking great album, but yeah, they kind of do have like
I
that...
actually just got it on vinyl a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, fuck yeah. It's a great disc, but
Yeah.
like they kind of have that meme vibe about them because of that specific
Sure.
reason. Like Smoke on the Water is the first thing everyone learns, so everyone thinks it's like bad or dumb for some reason, and it's not. It's iconic.
Isn't that like the song that like it's the world's largest guitar jam that everybody's playing the same song was "Smoke on the Water"?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I am not familiar with that, but that rules.
I just think of kids just mashing the frets, and they're not pressing them down all the way, so you got the buzz going on.
Oh yeah.
You know, and just it sounds like Boop from South Park. Their band that they have in the garage.
Oh yeah.
Remember that episode? You know what's funny is that episode has a lot of Metallica references in it.
Yeah.
Which I know obviously you're a huge fan of. But that's the Napster episode where all the musicians get upset because everyone keeps stealing their music.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
Phil
right.
Collins goes crazy.
Oh my god. They put all the kids on Ritalin, right? And they're like, yes, we would like to go to the Phil Collins concert. And that's when Chef knows something is wrong, because the kids want to go fucking see Phil Collins.
Literally just watched that episode falling asleep the other night. I'm like, I haven't seen this in a minute.
It's a fantastic episode.
The band is called Lords of the Underworld, not Timmy.
Holy shit,
That's
dude.
the first appearance of Timmy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
It's like season 5.
I feel like I got to go back and do some season 5 tonight now. That sounds great.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
was going to bed. I'm like, what can I put on to fall asleep? And I just continue where you left off with South Park. Like, all right, cool. And that happened to be the episode, was where they're all on fucking Ritalin going to the Phil Collins.
Oh, it's so funny.
Fuck yeah,
I like
dude.
how the mountain in South Park where they all go sledding down is called Phil Collins Hill.
Yeah.
And it's just a picture of Phil Collins' face.
Oh my god, dude.
I can't make it up.
Oh my god. Oh, I like Laura's comment here. 10 years ago, like the 90s. Yeah, I feel that shit.
And Jill says, like 10 years ago, Between the Buried and Me,
Yeah, I mean, dude.
Selkies.
Fucking Between the Buried and Me. So I never got super into them, but my brother had that album. I think it was Alaska. And we used to listen to that shit a lot when he was driving me around, going to like Psyopus shows and shit.
I remember that band.
Pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good.
They're on that one record label with the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh yeah, dude.
Relapse.
Fucking, dude,
Relapse
those
Records.
first two Dillinger Escape Plan albums are fucking
And that
elite.
one with Mike Patton was real good.
Yeah. No, but it's a good point. Like Jill is right. Those were like iconic like guitar era songs, but like I'm thinking more like pop music, like the stuff that every single person knows, and I can't really think of an iconic pop guitar hook that's happened recently.
I got one.
What?
What do you got?
Mr. Brightside.
Oh,
Mr. Brightside.
there you
good
go.
one.
Yeah.
I can't do it
Like
obviously.
any cover
'cause
show
I'm-
you go to, you know, that's not Shambles, you're going to hear Mr. Brightside.
Dude, I mean, fucking even regular shows, like at that Offspring show, fucking Simple Plan played it in that medley they did because
Yeah,
they
yeah.
had to flesh out their set because they only had a couple singles and it was a very visible, popular band show. Fucking, I like Simple Plan as well. They're cool dudes, but that was an interesting dynamic there. We were with Merlo from Turkey Blaster Omega, and he was like the joy on his face during really all three of those bands, but Simple Plan and Sum 41 in particular was fucking great.
I was over there with you guys during Sum 41, so.
That's fucking right. That's fucking right. Yeah, you came over. Fucking, we saw Katie from Turkey Blaster there.
Anything
at
by
one point.
Panic?
Panic. I haven't. Oh, Panic at the Disco.
at the Disco, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There was
Fall Out
definitely a lot
Boy,
of that.
too.
Fucking Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy.
But now, see, now we're getting back to that first Panic album. I think was like 2006, and those Fall Out Boy albums. I think Under the Cork Tree was like maybe 04 or 06.
Yeah, it was definitely
And
earlier
that,
than
that
that.
one that had like Grand Theft Autumn was like 03 or something. So that's still high school era. Maybe like some Arctic Monkeys shit when they got to like their third or fourth album. And maybe some Jack White shit too.
I'll tell you, when I first,
White Stripes.
when I first got it, fucking Seven Nation
Seven
Army.
Nation
There you
Army.
go.
That's the one.
The second one I
That's
ever
the
learned.
fucking
The
one.
second one I ever learned, yeah.
When I first got into playing guitar, I would buy all the guitar magazines because that was the easiest way to fucking learn. If you're not taking lessons and shit, it was like you buy the guitar magazines, you can read the articles, they'll explain some concepts and shit to you. And one of the first guitar magazines I had on the back page, it's talking about songs you can't play at record stores. And that's how when I went to buy my first guitar, I was like, yo, what songs don't you guys want me to play? And they're like, Nirvana, Green Day. I think it was specifically Green Day. Anything by Green Day, because I was like, pre-American Idiot. Everybody like Dookie is the easiest fucking album to play on guitar. Like even easier than Nevermind.
Yeah, oh dude, Dookie on guitar, it's all power chords and it's all in the same key for the most part. What's the other fucking one? The Green Day song everybody learns is Brain Stew.
Yeah.
Because it's the same pattern and you don't even need to move off of with the root note being on the low E string. You can just slide down.
Yep.
So everybody who can't figure anything else out, well, at the point where they can't figure anything else out, learns that so they can at least demonstrate that they know how the instrument works. Because I know that because that's what I did. I couldn't fucking do open chords. I couldn't even switch to other strings. So I was like, yeah, hey, Mom, check this out. Dur-doot. Dur-doot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. But, whatever.
See, I think about an acoustic, and you pick it up and you play Time of Your Life.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, or whatever that song's called. Is it Time of Your Life?
Yeah.
It's Good Riddance.
Good Riddance.
Time of Your
Yeah,
Life.
yeah.
One of them's in parentheses.
Very clever.
I think Time of Your Life is in
Clever girl.
parentheses. That's a weird one too because I just mentioned my mom. Moms are proud of their kids. My mom always wants me to play that song when she sees me strumming an acoustic guitar, and like I'm torn between I love you, Mom, and of course I would love to play this song for you because it'll make you happy, and then I'm also like, like no one wants to hear that song anymore, man.
I was telling this story the other day. I graduated high school in '99, and of course that was like one of the biggest fucking songs on the radio at the time was "Good Riddance, Time of Your Life" by Green Day. Now, I happen to be on the prom committee that year. I don't know why the fuck I decided to be on the prom committee. Me and my friend Sean were on the prom committee, and they had this vote, right? And it's like, what's going to be the prom theme? And it came down to Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, of course.
Yeah.
This is 1999, of course.
Yeah.
The other option was Doo-Wop, That Thing by Lauryn Hill.
Oh, man. How'd you not go that route?
That's the route they fucking went.
Oh, huge.
Okay. Now, of course, that the class administrator, they didn't know what that thing was until somebody told them. And our argument was like, so what we're going with is the prom, that thing, as opposed to, the time of your life. And in the end, they're like, we're not going with either. We're going with like Faded Pictures or some shit like that. I don't even fucking remember. But
dude, like that's just another funny thing because like none of those songs should be prom songs if you really look at like what they're about.
Absolutely not.
Like, and I don't know enough about the Lauryn Hill one to speak intelligently about it, but like, yeah, it doesn't fit. And then like, Time of Your Life is about a breakup, so you should not use it for a happy moment.
Sure.
It is about sort of an amicable breakup, but the bitterness that builds. And then like my prom song was Here's to the Night by Eve 6, which is, depending on who you ask, about a one-night stand or a hooker. So, like, I don't know why these things keep getting fucking picked. It's like a fucking Republican senator dancing to Born in the USA, which is about how poorly we treat our veterans. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, oh, man.
Well, the thing about Doo-Wop, That Thing, which that album is incredible. I don't know if you guys have it. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, fantastic. That Thing is about multiple things if you listen to the lyrics in that song. Whether it's something that a woman has or that a man has, but we're all about that thing, So you can't really put that thing into context. It's just kind of there, It's because some guys,
that's what makes it an enduring piece of pop culture.
Oh, and it's such. Oh, I love that song.
The ambiguity allows room for interpretation and analysis over multiple decades.
And that's the beauty of music, my son.
Jill says,
Thanks, Dad.
Jill says the acoustic song you can't play at a record store or music store would be Say It Ain't So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They're playing with Wrestle with Jimmy in December.
We are. December 8th at Mr. Goodbar. Wrestle with Jimmy will be there, and they will be playing Say It Ain't So. Although I think I will say, with Say It Ain't So, I'm not even necessarily sure it's the guitar line as much as the fact that everyone feels inclined to sing, and no one can fucking hit those highs.
Right.
It is so egregious listening to anyone, except Wrestle with Jimmy, try to hit those fucking highs. They always fuck it up. Oh, man. Laura, okay. Well, this could be fun. So Laura wants to know random guy in the back. That's Ethan. Ethan is random guy in the back. What's your opinion on Taylor Swift?
I mean, you can't. It's hard to hate her. I mean, she made $1 billion last year. I think that any musician that can make $1 billion in the music industry these days is pretty hard to hate. I've only heard a few of her songs. I don't really know a lot of them off the top of my head, but what I have heard, it's pop music. I don't really have much of an opinion about that, but it really speaks to a lot of people. And yeah, man, I mean, you just can't argue the success. So, props, jealous. I wish I had $1 billion.
Yeah.
I wish I could write songs that could produce that kind of stuff. So she's doing something right.
Yeah, we got to stop writing about
Coulter Bay.
Yeah, we got to stop. Well, yeah, either getting thrown out of bars.
Happy anniversary, Coulter Bay.
Happy anniversary, Coulter Bay. Autoerotic activities. All of these things that don't really sell millions. Oh, man.
I did so introduce my guests at the beginning of the show.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm the drummer of Shambles.
Yeah, Ethan drums in the band I play bass in. He's the whole band, basically. Me and Joey just fuck around, and then Ethan just keeps it all going.
These are our old neighbors and our old practice spot.
Yeah, that's right. Which we can't give away the location of, otherwise Ted will come and chop our doors down and fucking scream at us.
Yeah, he fucking will.
Ted is he's very, very, very big on guarding that door. But yes,
he was very clear about that when we moved in.
But we were neighbors. We heard each other jamming. That was when we started. Whenever we were jamming Blink songs, we started throwing like Living Brain Dead or ThinkSoJoE references in. So Joey started going, "Say it ain't so, ThinkSoJoE."
I caught that the one night at Good Bar. John and I went and saw you guys, We caught that, and then we took off like right after that song. So,
Has a radio show.
Yeah,
Go listen to it.
Yeah, dude, you're getting a small taste of Shambles practice. If you're wondering why we haven't put out an album in about 4 years now. I think it's 3 days from now is the 4-year anniversary of Fair
Yeah,
Enough.
we're pretty close.
We're really close. If you want to know why we haven't put out an album in 4 years, it's because we get to practice, we start practicing, and then it just turns into like word association and fucking around and laughing our asses off. So yeah, that's what happens when you're in a band. I want to say it was the same thing in Living Brain Dead, but we actually practiced.
There were definitely nights when we were down the hall from you where I'd just like hang out outside our practice door and listen to you guys play Blink-182 covers. All right, we gotta get to a song break here. Going on Friday night here in Niagara Falls, up at the Evening Star Concert Hall. Along with Brookhaven, Tokyo Monsters, and The Impurity. It is Hearts and Hand Grenades. They are an incredible band. You seen them?
I have not, no.
They are amazing. If you could get out Friday night, check them out down at the Evening Star. It's Friday, November 17th. Doors at 6:30. Ages 18 plus. $10 pre-sale tickets. $15 day of the show. At Evening Star Concert Hall, 8810 Niagara Falls Boulevard, Niagara Falls, New York, 14304. I actually made it a point to go and catch Hearts and Hand Grenades over at Music is Art. They played, later in the day. I don't know. I made it a point to let's go catch Hearts and Hand Grenades, and then we'll watch Tuesday night because we're playing right next to them afterward. But I also made it a point to catch this band, Tokyo Monsters, who are playing on this show Friday at the Evening Star. I don't even have that. That's not even the right song queued up. What the fuck is going on here?
So Tokyo Monsters is a band I have seen.
Yeah, Tokyo Monsters is amazing.
Yeah.
That's family for us, man. And this is a song from Tokyo Monsters. It's called Criminal on all WNY. Think So Joe Show.
Just by trade, got me feeling
was Tokyo Monsters on all WNY Think So Joe show, the song called Criminal. Catch them at the Evening Star opening for Hearts and Hand Grenades Friday night. If you haven't seen Hearts and Hand Grenades, that's a fucking show, man. Go check it out.
Fuck yeah.
We booked them on a show, like Karina booked them. And she's like, oh, we got Hearts and Hand Grenades. I'm like, are they a Green Day cover band with the name Hearts and Hand Grenades? It's the only, like, I never heard Hearts and Hand Grenades until I heard, like, Holding My Heart Like a Hand Grenade on, you know, on American Idiot. That's a line in one of the songs. And I'm like, are they a Green Day cover band? And we went, no, they are not a fucking Green Day cover band. They are their own band. They are fucking incredible. So, I mean, every band on this show, right? You got Brookhaven, Tokyo Monsters, The Impurity with them.
It's a sick lineup. I
saw was it The Impurity? I think I saw one time. They were opening for fucking Doyle.
And really?
From the Misfits?
From the Misfits.
Wow.
And some dude fucking broke his leg. Like, on the floor, like, right in front of me.
No shit.
And, like, it was at Ironworks. And they're like, the staff is just trying to figure out what to do about this guy, like, laying on the floor with a fucking broken leg. They're, like, grabbing tables and shit, trying to get him out of it, like, put him on the table and drag it. That wasn't working. They finally EMTs showed up and got the guy out of there. The band had no idea what was going on, so, you know, they just kept playing. Well, everybody on the floor is, like, trying to just kind of not step on this guy, you know?
Yeah.
So
I probably would have rolled him up in a carpet, you know?
Yeah.
Well, like reverse Johnny Knoxville with Wee Man.
Exactly.
Just like roll him up in the carpet.
I was
drag
thinking
him
like
out.
a Swiss roll.
I was thinking Grandpa Simpson in the Simpsons movie. But we love him, and we got a free rug out of it.
Jesus. I haven't watched that shit in a while.
Jill's got a question. Pop punk songs that people think are easy, but are really hard.
I don't know.
Sounds like that's
nothing we cover.
that's for damn sure.
No. A lot of Alkaline Trio songs are actually really, really, really hard, even though they're very simple. Like, the guitar parts are usually really simple, but the drum beats have a lot of syncopation and basically drive the song. So, like, when we're playing, like, especially, like, the stuff off Crimson, like, we rely entirely on you to drive that stuff. Some of the earlier Alkaline Trio stuff, the bass lines are really hard. Like, the bass line for that song from Tony Hawk's Underground, Armageddon, that bass line is hard. Like, it's not incredibly hard, but, like, you think for, like, a punk band, you're usually just running a root note, and then maybe you're hitting a fifth. But, like, there's actually, like, they're doing walking bass lines at, like, double time throughout the whole song. So, like, I would say Alkaline Trio.
early Green Day.
Early Green Day?
Like Dookie Green, like fucking Longview?
So, yeah, we jam Longview sometimes, and, like, that's another thing. Like, yeah, dude.
That one too.
They sound so simple, but then when you, like, learn to play them, it's like, oh shit, I never even fucking heard this.
Yeah.
But it's there.
It's the transitions for that kind of stuff.
It's the transitions, and then it's for, like, again, like, if you're thinking punk, like, I'm coming at this from bass because I play bass, you know? Like, but from a bass perspective, you're anticipating that punk songs are going to be relatively simple and not have too much going on because it's more about rhythm than it is about running a melody. And Mike Dirnt is a smart bass player. He does not just play root notes. He does a lot to add color to the songs, and She is a very good example. Longview is probably the best example, but most of his songs have something interesting going on in them. So I wouldn't say they're hard necessarily, but they're musically intelligent.
Fair enough, because I can play all of them. So.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it was a lot more challenging than anticipated to learn those, because like, oh, that's just straightforward, and then it's like, oh no, that's like completely different in the second verse, and then the second part of that is different, and then there's a fucking little bass lick in that, you know, instrumental part in She specifically.
Yes.
So,
dude,
you know.
yeah, the do 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 do, like, that's not crazy hard, but like that's way better than just running that 3-chord line. And it also uses a bunch of like half steps that you wouldn't think would be in there that add a lot of color to it. So yeah, I would say if we're going pop punk songs that are not really hard.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't say really hard, but they're more difficult than you'd expect.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to speak for drums. Like, you might have more in that, but I think like a lot of Newfound Glory songs actually have really intricate drum beats in them. But I don't know, man. What do you got, Ethan? What do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say Newfound Glory, but what happens with a lot of these pop punk bands is that the more members, the better. So Newfound Glory sounds a lot more intricate than I think that they really are because they have 2 guitarists, a bass, lead singer, and a drummer. I would say any 3-piece pop punk band, the amount of sound that they're able to put out with just 3 instruments, those are going to be the main bands that you can focus on when it comes to songs that can be kind of difficult. You know, obviously Blink-182 because you have Travis Barker, who is arguably the best punk drummer of all time, depending on who's saying it. Where you could take a song like Rock Show or First Date, which they were said to have written in studio because they needed a hit for the album. And even though the guitar and the bass kind of seem simple, if you listen to those drum beats, number one, they're insane, but they also suck. Like, they're not fun to play. You know, it's just like, why are you doing this in this song? But it just sounds great. You know, so
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Like, and that's the best example. Really, is like probably the hardest pop punk shit to play are Travis Barker's drum lines. Like, everything else about that band, it's just 2 dumbasses that are fucking around writing fun songs and, you know, having a good time. Yeah, they can come up with a melody, but you could pick 2 other dudes and have them write whatever they come up with, and Travis Barker would make it a fucking hit.
Well, you were with us when we were doing the Blink cover, and we never actually finished the Blink cover because John and I could not play the end of that song.
Yeah.
It's deceivingly hard.
Yeah.
And so that's why we started doing like what we would call blink outs, and we'd play like fucking Rick Astley or, you know, the Proclaimers or some shit. So
yeah, and and there's also another. That's right. Like so. Wait a minute. Let me not get ahead of myself. That's fucking right. And that points out some of the difficulty of it. And another thing to add on to that is like when you are like Ethan's point to having multiple guitar players. Not only does it add to complexity of the sound, but the more you have going on, the easier it is to pick someone up if they fuck up. So if you only have 3 people making any of the noise, and say you're doing a guitar solo and you're relying on the bass to run it steady, even if you're just playing a root note, if you fucking miss a transition and it cuts out, the entire facade falls apart and everyone thinks you fucking suck. Like, you need to be perfect. So that's how a lot of that pop punk shit works. Like, it's just simple, but you need to be consistent.
And then you think about the 3 pieces that we're talking about with Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio and Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day and Tom DeLonge from Blink-182. Not known to be the best guitarists ever, but they'll play rhythm guitar better than any guitarist, big name guitarist that's out there these days.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. And also, I want to talk about this because this isn't a band that most people would know, but I've been listening to them lately. I had a copy of Punkorama 3, and that was kind of what introduced me to shit beyond the world of like Weird Al Yankovic and ska and nu metal. And there's a band on there called Oscar that was only around from like 1998 to like 2002. They put out 2 albums, but I've been listening to them again over and over the last couple days. And they're a band where their songs are simple and deceptively difficult. Their bass player is very expressive. Their guitar, the guitar work has a lot of like counter melodies running under it while he's singing, and the drummer just drives the whole fucking thing. So like, it's that same thing. There's simple songs that have complexity in the arrangements, and some of it is difficult to do. So I don't know. I guess I would add that on there. Listen to Oscar. That band should be way more important than they are, and you know.
Pretty sure I had Punkorama 3. I just cannot think of what song was there, so.
5th track. And I am not doing all right. Fucking awesome.
Listen to it. I got it on one of these phones over here, so.
Oh, dude, check them out, man. Their second album, Idol Will Kill, is like a template for the direction of like emotional punk rock. Like not emo, but like emotionally expressive lyrics as opposed to the hardcore shouting a simple emotion. You know, like, they're awesome.
I was sitting here maybe a month ago, and I got this here's your tracking number from 123 Go Records, and I'm like, what the fuck did I order from them? And I looked it up, and it's like, oh, I pre-ordered this re-release of this All record because you're always fucking talking up All. So I was like,
it's my favorite fucking band, dude.
I was like, I gotta get this, right? So I got that, and I sent you a picture of it. You're like, hey, fair warning about this one track, and like by the time that track came on, I don't think I was like paying attention, so I could get another spin because kind of just got distracted or whatever, you know.
No, I feel
it happens. You know?
It's that's a tough one too because I'm glad you got that record because there's some awesome songs on that one, but like in my opinion, that is their weakest record with that singer.
Which one is this?
Pummel.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That was their major label record that they put out in I think '95. They had been, I think they were releasing stuff on Cruise up until then. And Scott Reynolds left and they signed Chad Price, who's also the singer in Drag the River. And they brought him on. They did this album called Breaking Things that is phenomenal. And then they got signed to a major label. And around this time, they also started opening for other bands. So like at one point, All was opening for Less Than Jake, even though it's basically the Descendants with a different lead singer. But they were getting out to like a newer audience. They signed with a major label, and they put out this record Pummel that like, it's way different than a lot of their other albums. It's really heavy. A lot of it is slowed down, and it's dark. There's a lot less like self-deprecation and being goofy, and a lot more actual sorrow. And it's really cool in a lot of ways, but some of the songs aren't as strong as I wish they would be. And there is one tune on there that they have since disavowed, and they were trying to be funny and provocative, and it's just pretty much not good. So I don't know. But I am glad you bought that record, because there's a couple songs on there that are fucking awesome. Awesome.
I've been actually trying to kind of like listen to bands I never really, got into before. So I've been trying to like kind of, if I see an album by somebody, like I've heard of this band, I'm not real familiar, I know a song, maybe I'll grab it. I grabbed, so like around the same time I got that, I got Jawbreaker.
It's one of my favorite bands.
That's your man.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Ethan. Oof.
I was going to bring them up during the pop punk question, but not a lot of people know who they are. But, I would say Descendants and Jawbreakers are the godfathers of pop punk. And I mean, honestly, Jawbreakers, 24-Hour Revenge Therapy.
That's the one I got.
Yeah, and their album Dear You are two of my favorite albums. They have been since I was a teenager. And I'm happy that you're listening to them because they're fucking great. Love them.
I think I'd heard of them before, and I never really like listened to them, but I was watching the, I want to say it was the Punk Rock MBA on YouTube, and he was talking about, how Jawbreaker just didn't get a fair shake because like Green Day got signed before them and all that. So kind of was like, let me check, let me check out this album, because like the clips he was playing, I'm like, I dig this. I want to hear this. So I found a copy of the record on Amazon and picked it up. I got that. I gave it a spin. Pretty good record. Yeah,
I mean, I've seen them a couple times, and just kind of one of those bands that I've just always kind of stuck by. And like you said before, when it comes to the pop punk explosion of the 90s with Green Day and The Offspring, unfortunately, bands like Jawbreaker were kind of fallen by the wayside, even though they're from Brooklyn. So I mean, I feel like a lot of those East Coast bands didn't get the love that they deserved in the early 90s. Because of all the West Coast bands. It
almost feels like, everybody was signing everybody and just bands were falling through the cracks, and Jawbreaker just seemed to be one of those.
100%.
So I've actually got the singer from Jawbreaker. He was in another band after that called Jets to Brazil, and I
one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
I have one of their albums.
Which one do you have?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I know
Orange Rhyming Dictionary is one of my favorite albums of all time.
I don't think it's that one. But after I saw the video and like that's the dude from Jawbreaker, like I gave that record another spin. I got that through like a vinyl club thing.
Yeah, I've been telling these guys, my bandmates to listen to them forever. I don't think my brother really cares for them. I don't think Ryan's given them a listen yet, but
I haven't done the deep dive. But when I'm hanging out with neighbor Dan in the garage, I'm trying to remember it and I can't because we're talking. But there's one Jawbreaker song that always fucking comes on, and it is such a fucking banger. And it's off that album. I'll think of it in the break. I'll Google it or something. But like, I like them. And me and Natalie put on the fucking when we were listening to a lot of what the fuck was it? We were listening to like Husker Du and like Minutemen and shit. And on Spotify, like when the album finishes, it shows you other shit that it's like, oh, we'll recommend this to you. And you know, fucking Jawbreaker would come on, Jets to Brazil would come on, Mission to Burma fucking came on. You know, all of that shit that you've been telling us we need to listen to for years. So don't worry, I'm getting there slowly. But for the time being, I'm just going to keep listening to, you know, an Oscar album from 2001 over and over.
Yeah, and, you know, and it's funny because if you ask any of these bands that we're bringing up right now with Alkaline Trio and Blink and whatever, you ask them their biggest influences, they're going to say Descendants and Jawbreaker.
For sure.
Yeah.
Mission to Burma, you know, all those 80s kind of post-punk bands, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the other thing is so I do know my Descendants and I know all. And like, you know, we were saying like a bunch of bands fell through the cracks when there was this punk explosion in the 90s where you had like, you know, like, I think the one everyone thinks really kicked it off is like Green Day, but there was definitely like Green Day, Offspring, Rancid, then it went to like No Doubt, and then Blink-182 came out of it, that whole fucking scene. And like forgotten in the midst of that, the one that did fall through the fucking cracks was the Descendants. And part of that was they didn't have Milo as a singer at the time, but they dropped that album, Everything Sucks, in 1997, and they kind of got like relegated to this like fourth tier status while Travis Barker is up on stage with a Milo tattoo playing, you know, and he's like, dude, we wouldn't have, like Mark Hoppus says it in the Descendants documentary. He's like, without the Descendants, there is no Blink-182. And he was saying that the bass playing by, oh God, what's his name? Tony Lombardo on Milo Goes to College was his template for everything he ever wrote. So it's like, yeah, those bands are fucking critical. They were the first ones to, like, as they say in the Descendants documentary, like, listen to hardcore and listen to the Beach Boys, you know, and blend that melody with the aggression. And, like, I love that. And those bands do need more credit. So you're fucking
Absolutely.
right. I have Spotify. I will go listen to Jawbreaker when I get home.
It's easy to, with music especially, it's so easy to fall into patterns of listening to the same things because you enjoy it. So, you know, one thing I will say to anybody that's listening is just give bands a shot. Don't think that you're too cool or it's too hip to listen to something. Just give it an honest try, and if you like it, man, it could be, you know, a whole discography that you didn't know that you might really, really enjoy. That's
fucking right, dude, because you were all fucking about the Smiths and shit, and people were giving you shit about it until
fuck Morrissey, but I love the Smiths.
Exactly. And then it took everyone so long to realize, like, no, the Smiths are fucking great. They're incredible.
I listened to The Queen is Dead today, and it's just a fantastic album.
All the Metallica shows I went to last year, they were opened by Ice Nine Kills and Greta Van Fleet. In that order, for whatever reason. And in Pittsburgh, I'm standing next to this girl, and, you know, she's like, is this band any good that's coming up? And I'm like, look, they're talking about Greta Van Fleet.
Oh.
I said, look, if you like music, you're going to like this band. But if you're one of those people who's like, no, it's got to be fucking metal, like, you're going to hate this. And I turned to her at the end of the set, and she's got her fucking hands over her ears. She's like, I would never go see them again. I'm like, I'd go see them at their own show. They don't belong on this, but I would go see them at their own show because I think they'd be so much better. Ice Nine Kills, too, to an extent, would be so much better on their own show than a fucking Metallica show. But that's, for Ice Nine Kills, it's because of the size of the fucking stage. With the theatrics that they do, that's something that you want to have in front of you, not all around you.
Yeah. And also, like, it's just mixed bill enough, but when you're a band like Metallica, where everyone is expecting this one specific thing, it's really difficult to be like, hey, this band is different, but check them out. And I actually think that's kind of cool of Metallica doing that, because, like, you know, we saw them, it was like a fucking year ago or whatever. Maybe it was over the summer. I don't remember when it was. At Highmark Stadium.
Last year, yeah.
And it was fucking cool. Like, it was a good show, and I'm like, cool, I get to see, like, some different bands that I like and stuff. But that's a lot riskier than, like, when people are doing a mixed bill show, you know, with, like, a 500-head room, you know?
So that stage you saw them on last year at Highmark would fit in the snake pit of the stage they played on at fucking Ford Field.
No shit. Okay.
So that's how big this fucking stage is that they're playing this on this tour. And just it's so, like, every Metallica show I go to, Jasmine, who's in the chat, I shoot Whiskey in the Jar for her if they're playing it. And I always shoot Enter Sandman for my mom, just because my mom, before the Buffalo show last year, was like, oh, Motley Crue was in town yesterday, and somebody went on Facebook Live, and they shared the whole show, and they said, you know, and it felt like being there. I'm like, oh, you want to feel like being there? So we're up front for fucking Metallica at Highmark, and like, so I got that. And then we knew, but they were on the, like, they played it early, and they played it, like, on the edge of the snake pit, like, the furthest they could get out into the crowd, right? So when we went to Pittsburgh a few days later for the same show, we knew right where to go to start the show. We were right there when they played Enter Sandman. We were so close that we could hear Lars's drums over, like, before they come through the PA.
Nice.
So and of course we are right there, right up front. We're like one person between us and the guardrail. So I'm taking the video for my mom, and we're getting thrashed around. And I'm like, here, this is what it feels like to be in a Metallica show, you know.
Nice.
But back to the point is, like, yeah, you know, I used to be that guy. We're like, oh, fucking metal, you know, and like, no, I can't advocate for that. Like, and secretly I was listening to shit like Dr. Dre and Tupac and Biggie and fucking, you know, the shit I still listen to today. And like, you know, I knew the boy band shit, but I wasn't like super into it then. And now I'm like, yo, fucking NSYNC, let's go.
Yeah, fucking right.
But like, you know, you can't just limit yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you're missing out on so much by just being like, no, I only listen to heavy metal, Iron Maiden or nothing. You know, like, fucking
right. Like, music is fucking... I don't say music is music. Your expression is your expression. But, like, yeah, fucking music is music, man. People are making different shit. Like, it's that Turnstile show that we didn't get to go because of the fucking snowstorm. Snail Mail was fucking opening. I want to go see that shit, and those bands do not match up. And, you know, go back to Fugazi from earlier. Like, when Fugazi was going on tour in the fucking 90s and shit, they were bringing Beat Happening with them. And, like, Beat Happening has no business being on a punk rock bill, and they got fucking booed, and someone fucking chucked like, there's a video of it. Someone fucking chucks an ashtray, and it fucking hits Calvin Johnson in the head, and fucking, is it Ian MacKaye or Ian Mackay?
McKay.
Ian MacKaye fucking walks out, and he's just, I fucking love it. He's just like, all of you motherfuckers are less punk than that guy. Like, and I'm like, awesome. That's fucking right. Like,
well, it's like the one fucking song on the Jawbreaker album is like, you know, you're not punk.
Yeah.
And I'm telling everyone, like,
yeah,
it's probably their most popular song.
Which is why I picked that album to buy, is because, like, yo, that's a cool line, and I had never heard that song until I saw that video, and I was like, yo, I gotta check this band out.
Fuck yeah,
but
dude.
Like, being at the Motown Museum the other day, and I put an Instagram post up every day. The first day was Friday morning of the line outside the Metallica, like, pop-up shop in downtown Detroit. Like, today's adventure, Metalheads of Motown. Next day, we're in line to go, you know, I took a picture of the outside of the fucking Hitsville, USA. Today's adventure, Metalheads at actual fucking Motown. And the next day was like, today's adventure, Buffalo Boys in the Snake Pit. But because it was me and my buddy Dennis and a couple of dudes from the Long Cold Dark. But I'm talking to my friend Dennis. I'm like, look, you know, like, you can say what you want about the Beatles, and you can feel how you feel about fucking John Lennon or whatever. You can't deny their influence, just like you can't deny the influence of fucking Motown on literally everything that's out there right now.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, there's people like, oh, I fucking hate the Beatles. Oh, well, how could you listen to fucking Motown, man? Like,
no, that is it.
Like, you're depriving yourself if you're not listening to as much as you can.
Well, that's right. And, like, that whole I hate the Beatles thing, like, I get it when you're trying to do it just to piss someone off. That's kind of funny. But, like, if that's really the way your brain is working, generally all you're doing is being oppositional because you think that's going to make you sound smarter than you are. It's fucking dog shit. Like, you should try to like everything. And if you really don't like it, that's okay. But I don't know.
I don't know if I believe them. I can't see that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. That opinion is just, it's such a bad take to say that you hate the Beatles and the Beatles suck.
Yeah.
That's a terrible thing to say.
I do like the take that Harris Whittles had, which is like, say the Silver Sun Pickups were born in Liverpool in the 60s and realized that if we distort our guitars and shout a little bit, then it will, be very interesting to people. So for that reason, I think the Silver Sun Pickups are as good as the Beatles. Like, I do agree that the Beatles got to discover rock and roll, but that doesn't change the fact that they fucking set the template, All of that shit came out of them, and they kept changing their sound, and it's all fucking good. Like, there's no misses in basically their whole catalog. So
But then why didn't Silver Sun Pickups write Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band?
Well, because it was already made. But that's a good point.
Like, I mean,
it's Colonel Salt's Together People's Disco group. I don't.
Well, if you like music and you're looking for something to do on Friday night and you're in Rochester, there's a show going on with the Atomic Bitchwax headlining. They originated as a side project of Monster Magnet lead guitarist Ed Mundell, ex-Godhead bassist and vocalist Chris Kosnick, and drummer Keith Ackerman. So that's the headliner. And on the bill with them is the Ginger Faye Bakers and Baba Yaga. And we're going to play a track from the Ginger Faye Bakers right now called Los Paranoias on All WNY. Think So Joe Show. 3 minutes, Ryan. 3 minutes.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we're back. Your mic was the first one to go on as you were saying, oh, right.
Oh, right, we're back.
Yeah, oh, right, we're back. The Ginger Faye Bakers, Los Paranoias, the name of the song. They're at the Bug Jar on Friday night with Baby Yaga and the Atomic Bitchwax.
Fuck yeah, fun weekend in Rochester this weekend. Get out to the Bug Jar.
A lot going on. Grab some Zweigels.
Yeah, go to Dogtown and get a fucking plate. And then when
And
you go
apologies to the Ginger Faye Bakers because my mic wasn't off when I was telling Ryan how much time he had to run to
oh
the bathroom.
yeah,
So-
he goes, 3 minutes, yeah, dude, because I gotta. Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, hey, that I hit the wrong mute button, so mine was not muted.
Oh, dude, yeah, I just drink coffee all day, and then when I'm on the show, I have a couple beers. Yeah, you gotta go to the bathroom. So thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Jill took John out to see Microwave out in Rochester the other day.
Well, that's cool. I've heard good things about them.
Says he loves them now, and she's hoping to get him exposed to the Bumpin' Uglies next month.
Ooh,
The Bumpin' Uglies. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
I'm dragging John out to see Bush next month. By the way, we're not here next Wednesday.
no show next Wednesday.
I am dragging John out to see Bush.
All right, I'd go see Bush. I'd go see Bush.
The band that's opening for them, I can't think of their name off the top of my head right now, but I played one of their songs yesterday, and I was like, I know this fucking song, and I don't know where I know it from. So I'm like, it's gotta be in like a video game soundtrack or something, because I've heard this song multiple fucking times, and it's not, and I don't know where I fucking heard this song from. Let me figure out who the fuck this band is.
Yeah, tell me. I'm super curious now. I gotta know. I gotta fucking know. This is like what I'm the best at. Is I know like shit that has appeared in one place, but not the entire discography. It's like, oh yeah, that band, yeah, they appeared in this long forgotten movie from 1994.
This
Are they any
skate
good?
video.
I don't fucking know.
Really
Yeah,
sorry.
skate video.
So the band is called Eva Under Fire.
I don't know
And
that.
let me see if I can. And I don't want to play. I don't want to play a clip on the show because I'll get yelled at. So, you know, maybe when we get to your track at the end of the
Oh, word, yeah.
the song
give
is
it a
called-
listen. That's just for us, not for you.
the
guys.
song is called Unstoppable, and I swear it must be in a commercial or something. I have no idea. Just I know I've heard this song a million fucking times, and I'm like, okay, I know this song. Why the fuck do I know this song? And it's bugging me. So, you know,
Fuck yeah. Well, now you know. And now
Yeah.
you're going to see him.
I'm
That's cool.
going to see him next Wednesday. So over at Riverworks.
Nice.
So yeah,
Dude, fucking sick. Man,
Yeah,
I don't know if I have anything on the fucking horizon. I gotta get some tickets for some shit. We just saw Tool in Rochester last week.
right.
That was
Yep,
pretty
last
sick.
Monday.
that looked like a cool show. I saw people's videos from it. So
It was fun. It wasn't as good as when they played in Buffalo, but it was pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. They drive me nuts. That I really like their music, and I also like really despise their self-righteousness with the whole like, if you have a phone out, you will be thrown out of the show because people are meant to experience things together. Like, shut the fuck up. People experience things differently now. You're not as important as you think you are.
meanwhile, if you go on my Instagram, you see Rob Trujillo staring right into my fucking camera.
No, that's fucking right, because that's what people do now.
Well, you
And,
pay
like,
money. You pay money to go.
Yeah, dude, like you
Let 'em
buy
do
a
what they
ticket
want.
to go in, and like I get that it's art, fine, we're all having fun, but like you know, like I don't know, like the music you create is art and it is an expression, and also when people are paying a ticket to be there, you don't get to fucking dictate their behavior, you fucking asshole. Like, just let someone take a picture and be happy. Don't throw them out. So like, that shit drives me a little nuts, but they are really good live, and they put on an awesome fucking show. And like, it was an off night, like we were talking about at fucking practice, and it
Yeah.
was still a good show. So, you know, it's good shit.
Yeah, I think the Bush thing is the only thing I got tickets for right now. So I'm in the same boat with you.
Yeah, I
I
got
saw Flogging Molly's coming to town.
Really? When's that? Dude, I'll go see Flogging Molly. Dude, I know this is that whole thing that you don't like Irish punk bands, and I'm
It's
like,
not
dude,
that I don't like them; it's that I never need to see another one of them again.
oh, dude.
I'm with him.
Fuck both of you guys. I love you
Dude,
both, but
I
fuck
have
you.
I've seen Dropkick so many times in the last 2 years, and it's all because I want to see the opening bands.
Yeah, because you want to go see the Interrupters.
I saw
For,
them with the Interrupters
9,000th
twice in
time.
the last 2 months. I saw them with fucking Rancid. I saw them with the fucking Bomb Pops. So it's like,
That's cool.
It's-
I mean,
and-
those are good lineups. Like, I would want to see those opening bands too, but like, the fact remains that, like, yeah, I get it. Like, Dropkick Murphys are an institution now, and I haven't listened to anything that they've put out since, like, Signed and Sealed in Blood or whatever the fuck that album was in, like, 2013. But, like, I love that band. Like,
And
they're awesome.
Everybody I saw them with at Riverworks, we all left before they were done. Oh, every single one. We were all there for we were all there for the Interrupters. We'd all already seen the show 3 weeks earlier, and we're like, you know, well, so the one friend had to drive back to Albany. My other friends were going to Fest the next day, so they had like a 5 a.m. flight. And I wanted to get out of there because I figured I'd had to walk back across the bridge to catch the bus, and I wanted to be out of there before all the drunk people left.
Okay, so all of
valid
these
points.
all of these things
Had all good reasons.
These are all good and reasonable reasons, and quite frankly, if you're like, I just didn't want to see Dropkick, that's also a good and reasonable reason. But like, that band is awesome, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Like,
Like,
I will say they put on a great live show.
they do.
It's just I've seen it so many goddamn times. That and them and fucking Flogging Molly, that it all fucking blends together for me. My other problem with Dropkick is their songs do not fucking end when they should.
So I will give you that.
Like, okay, that was a great song. Oh, it's not over yet. They have an acoustic part now.
Yeah. No, I really noticed that about, like, the last album that I thought they had reasonably length songs were fucking The Meanest of Times. And, like, even on that album, yeah, most of their songs are about 3 minutes long. Great. That's totally fine. But there were 17 fucking tracks on the album. That is too many. And they had a Thin Lizzy cover on there, which I love Thin Lizzy, but I don't think we need that fucking cover. But whatever. Anyways, yes, their songs do go too long, but I stand by it. I love that band. I think they're fucking great. I like their songwriting. I like the fucking street punk edge to it. I don't know, man. Whatever. I like it.
Jill wants terrible band name ideas.
Terrible band name ideas?
7-1 Sickness.
Oh, God! Is that real?
Yes.
Am I trashing someone's band?
That is a real. That is a real.
Well, sorry.
So weird.
Godsmack. Like, I don't know.
We're watching fucking Five Finger Death Punch the other day, and my buddy Drew, just the looks on his face while they're fucking playing, he's just making these ridiculous faces. And they have this one song that just goes, burn, motherfucker, burn, like over and over again. And I leaned over to him, and my buddy Dennis is like super into this. I leaned past Dennis, I'm like, Drew, what do you think of these edgy lyrics? He's like, oh man, I'm gonna cut myself on this edge. Oh. So edgy. And at the end of the set, I turn to him, I say, so what do you think, Drew, your new favorite band? He says, I'm embarrassed for them.
Oh no.
But I tell him that, like, the 2 times I've seen him this year with Metallica, I put a picture of them on Facebook, and I put, hey, look, Five Flavor Fruit Punch, right?
Yeah.
Because I know this girl is gonna get super fucking mad about it. And so I text her, I'm like, yo, I'm seeing Five Flavor Fruit Punch again. And I'm telling him the story of when I posted that on Facebook, and she was like, well, they're so much better than Metallica. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why 80,000 people are staring at their fucking phones right now watching this fucking band. And she's like, well, I'm going to go see Stained and Godsmack. So I tell Drew this story. I tell Drew this story, and he goes, yeah, tell her to enjoy her Trump rally. I'm like, that's basically what I fucking told her.
Dude.
She texted me, because I told her, like...
We were trashing Godsmack at the Bills game the other night.
Well, I tell her, like, fucking Stain, like, Aaron Lewis is known to, like, spout conspiracy theories, like, right-wing conspiracy theories on stage. Yeah. So she texts me the next day, and she's like, he didn't really spout any conspiracy theories, but he was really cold to the audience. It was not fun. Godsmack was good. And I've seen Godsmack. Godsmack is not bad live. And, like, I seen them when they were fucking popular. So...
Yeah. Like during the Mummy days?
I saw them... Returns? I saw them in 2004. I saw...
Back in the first Brendan Fraser arc.
They were on Metallica's Saint Anger tour, so...
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Dude, that's another one. Like, you know how much Joe loves Metallica.
Yeah. Are you a Saint Anger fan?
It was one of Brian's favorite albums, like his top 12 favorite albums of all time.
Come on.
And so, like, when they play songs off Saint Anger, which the last, like, 5 times I've seen them, they've played Dirty Window, it's like, I'm gonna enjoy this because Brian would have fucking enjoyed it. Like, otherwise, I feel if you cut those first 2 songs off, it's a pretty good album.
What were the first 2?
Saint Anger and Frantic.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Frantic. It's. I saw someone talking about this online the other day, and I'm trying to be less online because I'm verging on terminally online, so like I need to stop doing that. But I saw someone talking about how bad basically all of the lyrics on that album are, except for "My lifestyle determines my death style," which is a bad lyric, but it's actually like a very honest thing that probably came directly out of him being in AA.
Actually, I'm pretty sure if you watch some kind of monster document, I'm pretty sure Kirk wrote that line.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Was he the alcoholic?
No, that was James.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I think a lot of those lyrics are bad because like they let Kirk write some of them. So and let him do his thing with the fucking wah pedal.
See, and that just fucking kills it right there because it's like I can't shit on a lyric if it's honest, even if it seems cringy, but if he just came up with that and like he wasn't in like therapy and he wasn't trying to, like, it's so cringy.
It could have been,
it's
but
so
I
cringy.
think it was Kirk. Somebody will.
Oh man,
I'm sure nobody watching right now has seen that movie, so I'll probably just have to go watch it myself again. And be like, oh no, it was James. Fuck,
And also, I'm being judgmental. Whatever. That album is fine. It's I don't know. The snare sound is so bad.
I will say that the Unnamed Feeling is probably the most underrated song in the entire Metallica catalog. Besides maybe The Outlaw Torn Off a Load.
So I haven't listened to this album since Cold was relevant, so I don't know any.
Like the band Cold?
Yeah, the band Cold.
Wow, that's a pull right there.
Because I got fucking I had a friend. I had 2 mics that lived adjacent in kitty corner to me. Mike Conrad lived right next door to me. He's a chef in Detroit right now. And then my buddy Mike Mogray lived kitty corner to me in the back. And I think he's selling like pharmaceuticals or something. But either way,
legally,
both. I mean, who knows at this point in time? But both great dudes. Awesome fucking hanging out with them growing up. Mike Mogray super into metal and had a lot of albums. And I remember going over and like I got a lot of awesome shit from him. I got like all the Offspring albums. And I got, you know what? I can't even think of it right now. But I also got like a bunch of like Limp Bizkit, and I got Metallica's Saint Anger from him. And oh man, Saint Anger didn't sit well with me. Like that album didn't work. Like
to be fair, on that show that I saw him in 2004, that they're touring for this album, they literally played one song off the album. They played Saint Anger. They played the intro riff from Some Kind of Monster, but the only song off the album they played was Saint Anger.
See, I would take Saint Anger over Frantic. I would take Saint Anger over most of the rest of the songs on the album.
I absolutely would.
Like, I don't necessarily think that's a great song, but it's got kind of a hook to it. It feels almost kind of like a hardcore song. Like, I can take that.
I don't know about that.
Hey, I said kinda like a, all right? There's no solo. There's a whole bunch of repetitive rhythmic parts, and it's a very simple, pointed vocal delivery in the melody.
When they play those Saint Anger songs now, they have guitar solos in them. When they play them live.
What the fuck? Stick with what you were doing.
I'm trying to think what songs I've seen. I know I've seen them play Saint Anger. I've seen them play Frantic. I've seen them play Dirty Window a bunch of times. I can't remember what the fuck else. I think they might have played something else at the 40th anniversary show, because I know they were doing each night they were doing songs off of each album. So they did like first night was Kill 'Em All through Hardwired, because that was the latest at the time, and then second night was Hardwired back to Kill 'Em All, and they played something off of. But I think maybe like they played Saint Anger one night, Frantic the next night, or Dirty and Dirty Window on one of those nights. And it was like, okay, I'm gonna enjoy. I posted a video like, I'm gonna enjoy this for you, Brian. Like if you saw my Facebook post, we were right by the monitors and the teleprompters, because all these big bands have fucking teleprompters. It's not just Metallica, you know.
Yeah.
So we're right by the prompter. So when they're playing Dirty Window, I kind of put my phone over and took a picture of the fucking monitor, and that's what I posted on Facebook. Like, yep, miss you, Brian. You know.
Hell yeah, man.
But terrible band name ideas. We kind of got off on a tangent.
Yeah,
here.
sorry. I felt bad because I trashed an actual band, but
No. It's fine,
that just
dude.
hurt for a minute. Basically, any band name where your name is a pun, like there's a reason ska bands got trashed immediately following the ska wave, and they fucking deserved it. Stop naming your band after the type of music you do. It's weird. Like.
I wore a Real Big Fish shirt to a show the day of a Warped tour. I went out and we went to see, I think, like Breaker Box or something down at Ironworks. And some guy comes up to me and says, "Oh, man, that's a great shirt, man. Yeah, I went fishing. I caught some bass and I'm like, oh, he doesn't realize this is a band t-shirt.
Yeah. And also, you're going to have a hard time explaining it to him because he totally misread the first word on the t-shirt.
Well, no, because it is real, REEL, so it is Real Big Fish.
So it's an instruction, not a description. Got it. Yeah.
That's literally the pun, is it's Real Big Fish. And it was a Dr. Seuss parody shirt, so like one fish, two fish, red fish, real big fish, or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so that's awesome. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Jill. I don't have any terrible band name ideas right now. I can only just make the same dumb joke I would make with Shambles. Terrible band name.
It was supposed to be. We thought it would be the Shambles at first, or In Shambles was another idea. We just decided Shambles.
Yeah, there was the Shambles already, so we're like, fuck it, Shambles. We can't find one. Guess what? There's a shitload of them.
Oh yeah, if you go try to find your music on streaming services,
it's very difficult. It makes it really.
That's also because we have no listeners too. But hey,
it makes it really hard for us to describe how to get to us. We're like, yeah, we're Shambles. We're on Spotify. You got to look for the album that has the big blue water tower on it. Hope you know what that means. If it's not that one, it's got the grain elevator. Like, we should change our name to something absolutely
luckily I know what your
ridiculous.
album covers are, or else we'd be probably playing somebody else tonight instead of you guys.
That's right.
We start the song, you'd be like, "That's not us. What the fuck?" And that's happened on the show before because we've had bands with similar names, and they're like, "No, that's the other band with that name." Like,
oh, dude. I mean, we've had fucking shows that are happening in like New Orleans and shit. Tag us. And for a while I responded to him, and then after a while I just stopped. I was like, "Hey, you know what? All right, it's funnier if I just leave this. Like, let's just see what the fuck happens." Like, this band clearly knows they're supposed to be there, so let's see if they choose to correct it. They rarely do.
There's another Living Brain Dead out there. It's not a band, it's a brand of some sort. I don't exactly know what they do, but we're buddies with them. Like, we they watched our live stream. They were commenting on our live stream because like we would get tagged. And it's like, yeah, you guys, I'm fine with you guys having this name, but I had this name since like 2011. Like,
I'm not going to sue you, but also, like, I'm watching you.
Pretty much.
Your use of our intellectual property.
Pretty much.
No,
nah, we're
calling you out.
You know, I don't think they do much anymore, if anything. I don't even know if they still have their page, but like it was for a minute. It's like there's the Living Brain Dead and the Living Brain Dead, like with a space in between. So
sounds like they'd be like manufacturing, I don't know, acid or something.
The story with that shitty band name though is that John was trying to start a band and got kicked out because he didn't like the name that they came up with. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so let's hear this. What name?
Well, no, that was the 7-1. That was 7-1 Sickness.
Oh,
that's pretty bad.
Nice job getting out, John.
And you fucking cringed as soon as I said it, right? So
it hurt my soul.
It's clearly a bad band name. I'm always like John's always trying to start new bands, and he's always telling me, "Oh, this is what the band's gonna be called." I'm like, that is the dumbest fucking name, dude. Like, and it's usually just like. Because you can't fucking market it. You can't Google it. If you Google it, you're going to get a million other things.
Yeah.
Like, if you Google The Living Brain Dead, you're finding us. You know, like, he was in a band, and they were going to call themselves, like, Once Upon a Time or some shit like that. I'm like, that is the dumbest fucking idea. Do not call yourself that.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be able to fucking find you.
Yeah, they're going to be looking you up, and they're going to find that fucking show that ran on CBS or NBC or whatever about the fucking Disney princesses in real-world situations that was from, like, 2007. Like, and also, it's not really very descriptive of what they were trying to do because we were in on one of their practices.
That's right, yeah.
Like, but, like, fucking, I don't know, like, 7-1 Sickness, my problem with that is, like, one, it's the thing I said already. It's like, okay, So you're leaning way too hard into this is a description of the music we play, which you shouldn't do anymore. We're post-ironic now, so you shouldn't. Obviously, I'm fucking around. But the other thing is, you're really, really, really limiting your market of relatability by sticking 7-1 and then a pun in the title, because nobody outside of the greater Buffalo area is going to understand what the fuck you're talking about. There's 300,000 people in the metropolitan area. You want to be bigger than that. It doesn't make any sense. Don't pick a region-specific pun.
And on top of that, we're getting another area code.
Yeah, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like,
your audience is about to get halved, dude.
Yeah. Like, and we joke all the time because we have this name Shambles that, like, it is hard to find. There are other Shambles out there, but, like, we don't really give a fuck. That fits with our vibe. And we can be whoever the fuck we want on any given night on stage. So, like, I'm going to run with that.
Well, that's like XM Priory. When they were starting, there was a rapper who was going by XM Priory. And they copyrighted the name, and they got him to change his.
That makes sense because they could. You know, how would they be able to copyright the name though? Because it's the name of the mansion in that H.P. Lovecraft story, The Rats on the Walls.
I think for specific use, right? Yeah, I mean, you're the lawyer. I don't know.
Maybe
dude.
for a specific use, but I would think that since it's already been something that was copywritten and then
maybe not trademarked.
I could see trademarked. It was copywritten and entered the public domain.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the way, that story's great, but fucking problematic as shit in today's times. The name of the cat? Can't say it. Won't say it. Go read The Rats on the Walls.
Yeah.
Can't say the cat's name.
Is Shambles trademarked?
No, we can't. It's too generic.
Come on.
But we are an LLC.
That's
so
right.
We're good.
Shambles Sucks LLC.
That's what
right.
we need to do.
Shambles Sucks LLC, baby.
That's probably the next thing. Trademark the name and fucking form the LLC.
Fuck yeah. Well, you'll be able to trademark it because you've already been using it, so no one else can take it out from under you.
I can prove I've had the name since like 2011.
Yeah.
We just never used it until 2019. It was like when I got out of the ThinkSo brain, it was what I was gonna call my next band, and then just shit never panned out, and so I just had this name fucking sitting there, Facebook page and all, and actually on the show, fucking Laura like comment, hey, you remember the Living Brain Dead? I'm like, that was such a good fucking name, and then I bought the fucking domain name back. So it was like, and then
dude, yeah, you own the fucking domain name and shit. No, nobody's ever taken that from you.
And then
file
once,
the LLC paperwork so you can like file your taxes and shit.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then once we all came together, and it's like, well, what do we call ourselves? Like, hey, I don't know if you guys can say no to this, but, and you know, everyone was like, yeah, that's cool. And so, you know, ever since then, here we are, 4 years on.
Fuck yeah, dude.
About to play our first fucking show with Shambles on Saturday night.
It's fucking right. Let's go.
With Shambles and Abandoned Trains and Main Breaker. This is the first time we're playing with any of these bands. Main Breaker is fucking killer. I saw him with Virus X a while back. Fucking Abandoned Trains, of course. Like, it was originally us and the two of us at fucking Main Breaker, and then Abandoned Trains. Angel was like, hey, can we play that show? And I texted you, I'm like, what do you think? You're like, well, you know, 4 bands on a bill, but it's Angel. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's exactly my problem right now, is it's 4 bands on a bill, but it's Angel.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, fuck it, we can still, we'll bump the doors back to 6:30, we'll start the show at 7, because it was going to start at 8 anyway. So we'll start it at 7 instead. We'll put fucking Abandoned Trains is going to open up on Saturday night. So that's it's going to be a fucking killer time. Great bands, great music, all fucking night long.
It's going to be a fucking banger, man. I'm excited to play with you. I can't fucking wait. I'm stoked that Angel's going to be on it. That's going to be fucking cool.
We should have brought Angel in for this too, so we could, because he would be like totally on the same wavelength as us, talking about all these like classic punk bands that influenced everybody.
Yeah, dude.
You know, well, he's all about that. So it's going to be a killer show Saturday night at Tudor Lounge, 6:30 p.m. doors, $10 at the door, 21 and up. No, $7 cover. We got it for a $7 cover. I'm over
Whoa,
here saying
dude,
10.
look at the value.
Look at that fucking value.
$7 fucking.
$7, doors $6.30. Yeah, $7. 4 bands, man. That's a killer value.
Yeah, get out there.
I hope Ryan's working the door, because not you, the other Ryan. I hope he's working the door, because he hates when I fucking make things not even.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of change. Sorry, Ryan.
Sorry, Ryan.
Get out there. It's gonna
Or
be a fucking party.
whoever ends up working the door Saturday at Tudor. Saturday at Tudor, come hang out. Come fucking chill with us. Celebrate my birthday a little late, because I was in Detroit coming home. Found out my ID expired as I was coming home.
Oh shit!
Mine did too.
Dude, we're wildly unidentifiable right now. What is going on?
I got stopped at the border. Well, we didn't get stopped, but we're going through the border to come through Canada to come home. And the guy goes, "Happy birthday, sir." I said, "Oh, thank you." He said, "It's a great way to find out your license is expired." I'm like, "Oh,
I'm still the same guy."
So like I'm in the car trying to fucking renew my license on my phone, and it's just not letting me. Finally, I managed to do it after I got home, but the guy at the fucking border coming into the U.S. didn't. I don't even think he fucking scanned it. Honestly, to be honest, like, oh, you guys are okay. You're traveling from Detroit. You cut through Canada. You got nothing to declare. You live here. Okay, cool. Go home.
Nice.
So anyway, but this is Shambles, and not only are we celebrating our show on Saturday, we are celebrating the 7th anniversary of Culture Bay today.
Let's
stop for a drink.
Go.
By playing this song called Culture Bay from Shambles on all WNY ThinkSoJoE show. We'll see you next 2 weeks from now, because I'll be at Bush next week.
Got a
See ya.
machine head.
Yes.
It just felt so built up. Put me on a pedestal, you know I'll fuck up. It didn't help that I got too drunk. Found myself in a bad situation. Wish I didn't have to have this conversation with you. When we finally get to the bar, our eyes meet from afar. Anger, resentment filled up my heart. You lit the match, now witness the spark. You're a fucking bitch, and I hate you. You're a fucking bitch, and I hate you. Don't tell the bartender what I just said. Here comes the bounce.